All right, can you hear me? My middle school experience was a class of a lot of people, and I remember when I got the news from my parents that I was going to go to Elgin Academy, a class of 23 people in my senior year, and I was not very happy about that at all. I'm not gonna lie. Most of you guys actually know that, but I remember having to sit there and just think that I was gonna have to accept this change, from going to like 5 different friend groups and saying hi during lunch or whatever, and then going to just like 2 or 3. And it was very difficult for me at first. And I remember that thinking to myself that the change is inevitable, and like we all are gonna have to face it one day, even if it's not moving schools or anything like that. You're gonna have to face it, and my best friend in 4th grade moved schools. I moved schools. My mother moved to Chicago, and I had to quit karate after I won nationals. So it was very difficult to accept all these changes. But I just want to say that I think that the reason that we don't like change is because we get comfortable where we are. We sit back and relax, and I think it's just not always good to just sit back and settle there. You have to be open to change. Like your friends' criticism. You got to take that, and even advice that they give you. Even like no matter how hard it is or anything like that, it can definitely be for the better. I think that we stick where we are because it's familiar. The people we see, the places we go, the school we go to. But I think that what worked 5 years ago may not work today, or even a couple years from now. I know most of you, I think, are gonna go to college, and if not, you're still gonna move out of your parents' house, and you can't always rely on your parents just to do everything for you. And I think that having the mindset of change and that you're gonna accept that change is probably the best thing that I've had to learn, especially during middle school. But make sure that those friends that you have aren't dragging you down and limiting you from blossoming. I had so many friends in my middle school, and I still talk to a couple of them, but I realized that the majority of them were friends for that season, and seasons change. You're not always going to be friends with those high school people when you're a junior in college or anything. And sometimes you are. My best friend who moved 4th grade, we didn't talk until like 6th grade because we didn't really have that connection. But we were able to rekindle that connection, and he's been my best friend for so long. But I just want to say, constantly evaluate your friendships. Who's speaking into your life? Who are you dependent on? Make sure, just realize that everyone's there, but it's okay that you're not gonna always see them. And I just want to say the main focus of this speech right now is just to acknowledge the changes that go through your life and that are going to go through your friends' lives, and that job that you're going to get, those people you're going to work with, they're not always going to work with you. They're like, people are like scaffolding. The building, when it's being constructed, has scaffolding to help it grow, support, and become what the beautiful piece of architecture it is now. And after the building is complete, the scaffolding is removed. And I like to think of that as lot of friends. I mean, not all of them, of course, but a lot of people in your life are going to be like scaffolding. They're going to be there, and then they're going to leave. And just accepting that people aren't going to be in your lives forever is crucial, and it also helps you appreciate them more. Yeah, so on to my thank yous. I'd like to thank my parents for everything they've done. You know, I mean, even though they dragged me out of a public school to go here, I still thank them. I'd like to thank my teachers, Mr. Rafferty, Mr. Spencer, Mr. Sanchez, just to name a couple. They've really helped me grow and become the person I am today, especially finding 5 different colleges that I still have to accept one of them. And I thank you for that, Mr. Rafferty. And lastly, I'd like to thank all my friends, the friends who have stuck with me even throughout my school career, from Algonquin to Elgin to Crystal Lake and all of them. So thank you very much.